How's it going, everybody? Mixer Madness here, Brett Mix for a Smackdown review from December the 22nd, 2023. I know it was taped, but I didn't read the spoilers, so I wanted it to see how I did. I made a few predictions on my Smackdown preview video. Smackdown was taped after last week's Smackdown ended, apparently. But for the show on December the 22nd, 2023, we are welcome to Friday Night Smackdown. AJ Styles returned last week doing what he did. Will the landscape of the WWE title picture look like? And also the world title situation, the US title situation, as we have a tournament too. AJ Styles comes to the ring and says Randy Orton wants Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. LA Knight wants Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. And I don't blame either one. I don't give a damn about Randy Orton or LA Knight, AJ says. I am number one, and I want Roman at the Rumble. LA Knight then comes out and says, after what happened to him at Crown Jewel, you can have Roman after I get him first. AJ and LA Knight could both have their speeches. Orton says, no disrespect to either, but LA Knight says he hasn't been taken out by Roman Reigns like the other two. Nick Aldis then interrupts them. He says at SmackDown New Year's Revolution, we will have AJ, Orton, and LA Knight in a triple threat match, where the winner goes to get Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. And as next week is probably going to be a New Year's best of clip show, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I feel it's a pretty simplistic way to announce a top contender, just having a triple threat match. It's pretty simple. I think they could have been a lot more creative than that. They usually throw these multi-man matches for when they want to determine a new number one contender. I feel they could have done more. They should just what happened to appointing a contender, having a number one contenders match between two people, and then I don't get it, but it's what happened, and that's what we're gonna have to do. I'm still looking forward to the match, though. I think I'm still gonna enjoy it. We open up the SmackDown match-wise with the 8-woman Holiday Havoc match. Damage Control comes to the ring, and they say they're more dangerous and dominant than they've ever been, even though they lost at Survivor Series as a group. Bianca Belair can't wait to get Sky one-on-one, says Cole, as the match begins. Bianca showing her power with a suplex. Bayley then saves the day right on time in the ring. Shotzi finds a chair inside a present as the crowd cheer. Shotzi had a chair and launches off the chair to get to Bayley. Shotzi came towards Bayley with a suicide dive to outside the ring. And then Ichim and the Kabuki Warriors come out clearing the house with candy canes until Bianca and Shotzi deliver shots. They get a table under the ring as the crowd pop again. Bayley dances with Io Sky while holding the table outside. They're just dancing while holding it. We go to a commercial break. Zelina Vega then slides into the outside with a bunch of near falls during the match before sliding to the inside. When Zelina slid in, there was a bunch of near falls, then a drop kick to Shotzi. Almost took her head off Sky. Asuka slaps a great line, and the commentary says there's carnage everywhere in this match. Bianca team gets the win by pinfall ultimately. I rated the match 2 stars and a quarter. Roman then is seen backstage, asks who was the SmackDown GM anyway? Who is the SmackDown GM? He says to the wise man, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman says Nick Aldis. And Heyman wants to brief him on him. And Roman goes, no. Just bring him in. Paul Heyman goes, my client, if I can advise you of this. And he just went, no, just bring him in. So that's what. So that's how that segment ended before Nick Aldis could talk to Roman Reigns. Next, we have Dragon Lee taking on Butch. Dragon Lee comes out for his NXT North American title defense against Butch. Bone-snapping brute, Gary says. Butch tries to break down Dragon Lee's hand, tearing apart his fingers and his wrist. Then a big boot by the Dragon, and we'll get a good flow for this match but they go to a commercial. Right when we get to a good flow, it always happens that way. They send him to the outside and go, it's time for your match after the commercial break. Back from the break, the two battle with an overhead wrist lock and a chop to each other. Big knee, then a German snap suplex. Both guys hit high spots. Amazing reversals in this match. Dragon Lee flipped every which way, but then landed on his feet. Good counter wrestling. Most of these reversals and landing on their feet were counter moves. Dragon Lee, and they all happened at such a fast speed of time. A sit-down powerbomb after Dragon Lee. There's the counter wrestling in this one was great. The counter wrestling, that's where the forte of the match was. Does every Dragon Lee match have to be chanted "This is awesome" though by the crowd? Just curious. I don't know why, but they always love to. If a match has a couple flips or a couple cool spots, all of a sudden it's awesome. It's all of a sudden the best thing. I mean, just because they trade awesome maneuvers doesn't make it awesome. There has to be more aspects to a wrestling match, like selling, storytelling, body language, etc. The booking. That's number one. And then the character's ability to influence on the booking and work to be a more diverse pro wrestler as a whole. Dragon hits the Operation Dragon and hits the pinfall for the victory. The match is still 3 stars. I'd say it was a great little match here. The two shake each other's hands after the match, and they show recaps of the tournament, first and second round, showing how we got to the semifinals. Carmelo Hayes and Kevin Owens advances to the semis. So it's Hayes versus Owens in the semis, and Nick Aldis has a backstage segment with Tribal Chief. And Roman tells Heyman, "Leave us," he says to Aldis. The triple threat match was a good idea. He went, "But you know what would have been a better idea? If you put it through Roman Reigns first." Aldis remained calm and cool, saying he's an executive and he doesn't have feelings to be hurt. He says he's looking forward to the winner facing him at the Rumble. And Roman Reigns just kind of kicks back and then just scoffs it off, just shakes his head. Hayes versus Owens in a semifinal match. The winner of the tournament faces Logan Paul for the U.S. title of the Royal Rumble. Carmelo Hayes and Kevin Owens have both advanced to the semis. Owens with his bad hand. The trio tie up a go behind waistlock and a chain wrestling by the two. Owens misses a senton, and then Carmelo Hayes connects with a dropkick. Owens with chops rugged in this match. Owens sentons connects this time, and he's hit by a crossbody by Carmelo Hayes, who takes him to the outside and springs board out to the floor where he lands on his feet. Then KO takes charge and drops Carmelo Hayes into the steel steps, which means it's commercial time. Back in the ring, Carmelo Hayes scoop slams KO. Hayes hits an enziguri after missing the corner with turnbuckle. A big axe kick by Carmelo Hayes to Kevin Owens with a tilt-a-whirl dance. Face first into the canvas. The canvas by Carmelo Hayes, and KO kicked out again. Close near fall. Then Owens hit a DDT off the top turnbuckle. It was an amazing spot, yet Carmelo Hayes kicked out. KO played onto the crowd, and Owens hit a super kick. Both guys block each other's offense. Counter after counter in this match. Owens chopping and Owens running in with a thunderous clothesline, flipping Carmelo Hayes inside out. The NXT star literally went inside and out with Owens just on the offense here. Owens chopping and Owens with a thunderous clothesline. Then he's followed it up with a powerbomb attempt. And Carmelo Hayes from the top rope. He missed but walks into a KO powerbomb. KO can't believe it, so he flies off the top with a swanton bomb after he kicked off the first time. Then a stunner, and he gets the win at the 10-minute mark after that via a stunner. I rate that match 3 stars and a quarter. I thought it was excellent. For the time they got, 3 stars and a quarter. Good rating for a good match. Probably better than the Dragon Lee match by half a star or so. So another great match there. Next, we got the almighty Bobby Lashley in the other semifinal match. So I went over one of my predictions before my SmackDown preview. I said I was going to think the Lashley is going to be Hayes, and so far we have one wrong. And I know right now I got both wrong, but in my notes I didn't. And I said, we'll see. Lashley said, I got all my Survivor Series predictions right, but for whatever reason tonight I went only 1 for 4 of the 4 scheduled matches of the 5 that took place. I went 1 for 4. Dragon Lee was the only one I got right. Smart wrestling by Santos Escobar, taking away the legs of the power wrestler when he's grounded. He's neutralized over his vertical base is down. Escobar then knees him into the head. He kicked Lashley on the top rope. Lashley looking for the hurt lock, a spine buster. Then they're beating on Lashley. Are these 2 masked men that are helping Santos Escobar? He gets a win via the roll-up, holding the tights, thanks to these 2 masked men. Butch gives credit to Dragon Lee backstage. Then Pretty Deadly comes by, singing holiday songs. The phony piped-in cheers during the tapes are so contrived, you can tell they're fake. Logan Paul cuts a promo on the tournament of who he faces. He said if Reddit were a person, it'd be Kevin Owens. Yeah, AJ faces Segola in our final match of the 2023 year. If next week is going to be a countdown show, AJ takes it to Solo Segola, and our 50th commercial of the night takes place just when the match begins. Of course, never fails. AJ Styles lines a chop to Solo during the main event, to send him face first into the turnbuckle. Segola goes for a headbutt, but AJ counters, hits a flying forearm in the corner. Then a moonsault off the side ropes, and Solo's knee is worse. AJ lands a Samoan drop by Solo Segola on the mat, almost put him away, and in the main event. Solo misses a kick, and AJ Styles gets to the feet, rallying up. He never comes in over the rope. He comes in over the rope, with a knee shot to the head. Then he goes for the phenomenal forearm. Solo reversed it into a Samoan spike attempt. AJ ducks, then goes for an inside cradle. AJ went for a Styles clash, and he couldn't get out, but he did hit the phenomenal forearm. And when that happens, Roman comes to ringside. Roman hits AJ, DQing Solo Segola. So AJ wins by DQ. After the match, Roman dominated AJ in the ring, weakening him for the three-way. Roman gets an enziguri by AJ. Roman down as Segola beat down Styles. Orton comes in and he hits both members of the Bloodline until Jimmy Uso makes it a 3-on-2. Then LA Knight comes out and all three men brawl. The three pairs, 6 men brawl. To end the show, the faces clear the house as Roman walks to the back. AJ then attacks Knight, who attacks back, and then Orton went for Knight, and then they attacked each other. So all three of these men having bad blood before their match at New Year's Revolution on Smackdown in just 2 weeks. And who's going to battle the Tribal Chief? Well, the winner of that will. Overall, I'd rate the show a 5 out of 10, a passing grade. The show had great Owens-Hayes match. Had a very good Butch and Dragon bout. The women's match was a little cringy as Damage Control wasn't a good thing. That the fact that they kept losing wasn't a good thing. This group needs collective wins together. However, the Roman backstage segments with a mix of Knight, AJ, and Orton were intriguing. Not must see, not great, but intriguing. Has you looking forward to the next week, and the tournament set up a good finals, so the show wasn't a failure. They could have used another promo or whatever, but it was a good wrestling centric show. It could have used a promo, but if anyone has stuck around this long, I just want to say thank you, and thank you to the success of the channel thus far. Doing reviews, Nitro reviews, Raw reviews. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you're into that. For the Monday Night Wars, I'll be here every review and preview. My name is Brett Mix for Mixer Madness on YouTube. Have a great Friday night, everyone. Good weekend and happy holidays. I'm Brett Mix.